Hi guys, welcome to another edition of Prohire TruckTV, and today we're out and about again and on our journey on the electric front, and we find ourselves over in D-side today at eStar, one of Mercedes-Benz newest dealerships. We've come today specifically to look at the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter Electric, which if you remember some months ago I was talking about the eVito, we now talk about the eSprinter. I guess for me it's quite exciting because to be manufactured by one of the probably most iconic brands from Europe specifically, but worldwide from a van point of view, and I want to really see what Mercedes have done with the electric van. You know, when we talk about these things on a regular basis, we look at all sorts of brands, the pros and the cons, and what I'd like to do today is have a spin around the van, have a look at how pointed this van is and what it looks like and how different it is to its diesel counterpart, and then we'll take it for a spin and see how far we get. So on the face of it, this looks like any other normal Sprinter, and of course to a certain degree it is, I guess, until you get underneath. Well, let's have a look around it and we'll get a feel for this as a product. And I have the keys here so we can actually let myself in. And you can really see, I mean, Mercedes do an amazing job when it comes to manufacturing commercial vehicles, and this is no exception. You know, it really is a stunning looking vehicle. You know, they really have made a 2020 Sprinter really 2020. And of course, you know, it's iconic, it's robust, and it have been. I've been running Mercedes Sprinters for a very long time, since they first came out, and you know, they've gone from strength to strength over the years. Great load space, and of course with an electric version, the key for me is removing all the things that you don't need, and spare wheels of course will save you 70 kilos. And with a van that carries, with an 80 kilo driver, around 770 kilos, removing 60 kilos for a spare wheel and getting a lightweight lining is key. And of course when we go around the other side, you'll be able to see, if you notice inside there was 2 seats, and of course, you know, you may or may not need all those seats. However, when it comes to it, if you don't need 2 seats, you're going to save another 30 or 40 kilos here. So that payload can be enhanced slightly, but you know, at the best, you're looking around 850 kilos. Probably we'll stick with what they're saying at 775. We can work on how we get the best out of it when we talk together. And of course, here at Prohire TruckTV, everything you see is available on full contract hire. So when we get round to it, of course, Pro Green will be able to come and sit and talk you through all of the options that are available to you. So, inside the vehicle, I'm just to buckle up here and see how everything works. Well, in fairness, it's, as I said before, it's well appointed, just as you would expect a Mercedes product to be. And look, it's amazing, really well laid out. And we'll push button start. Okay, put it into drive. We've had a little electronic handbrake. Let off, it should go forward. Yes, it does. And of course, like any Sprinter, it moves forward really well and drives and steering very positive. However, one of the things for me about electric, and you never get tired of it, I mean, I say this every week, you know, I never get tired of being involved in the electric world, and this vehicle is no exception. I mean, it really is. You know you're driving a quality vehicle when you drive in, you get into this vehicle. Just going to quickly turn around, reversing cameras to the ready, and we'll take this for a spin and see what it gets. I think with the Sprinter, you know, one of the things about this vehicle, it's reassuringly solid, which of course some of these lighter vehicles tend not to be. But of course that comes at a price, and that price is always going to be weight. So of course one of the great things about the product, of course, is it's really a standard Sprinter, and it's all the things you expect from Mercedes. But of course the quality and reassurance of the product, it comes in a weight. So this van at the moment has a payload with an 80 kilo driver, about 770 kilos, which we've spoken about, and that's been hurdled along with a 55 kilowatt hour battery. And I guess for me that's probably a medium range out there of battery power for a van of this size, in which WLTP around 96 miles.
You know, not the worst actually out there by any stretch of the imagination, and sitting in with a price starting from around 52,000. You know, it's not the worst priced van either, and again, it's followed up by the service points that Mercedes can bring. And one of the most reassuring things about this product is the fact it has a global presence, and that for me is super important, because what I'm also trying to do with all of the things that we do here is bring some kind of a surety to people who have or want to go on the electric journey, and for me that's super important. 96 miles, well, if we've been looking at some of the other videos, 96 miles is almost, you know, extravagant when you see some of the other vehicles out there. You know, this van drives really well, and when you look at it, it's just really quick, really positive, and really quiet, and everything you'd expect from a drive from a Mercedes product. And one thing Mercedes has done really well is they brought that car luxury into their commercial vehicles, and this is no exception at all. You know, it really is a lovely thing to drive. So we're out and about and taking this onto the motorway now, and in fairness, it goes really, really well. You know, it's within seconds up to 60 miles an hour and sits around that really comfortably. I think, of course, with the range being relatively limited, going over 55-60 miles an hour electric vehicles, it does tend to eat power. So I mean, these are round town vehicles, so I'm being, you know, a little disingenuous there, but certainly from my perspective, you have to be allowed to go on, you know, dual carriageways and things like that in most cities. Of course, that's standard, but you know, I have to say, in all, you know, you wouldn't want for a better drive. It really is a super piece of kit. So we've been out and about for about an hour, and in fairness to this Mercedes-Sprinter, it's done everything you'd asked of it, and it drives really well. It's very solid. You can tell you're in a Sprinter. There's no danger about that. But on the way back from, we've been out on a journey, we're getting low on fuel, which is of course electric, and we found a number of apps which we're trying at the moment, and this particular one is called Zap app, and so we pushed in the details that we're running low on electric, and within 3 miles of our location on the way back, we ended up here in a technical park just outside D-side, and I thought, we'll try this. We've got enough electric to get back anyway, but I'll try this just to see. And lo and behold, I find ourselves kind of not in the middle of nowhere, but for me, I've never even seen this place before. And you turn up and you see an array of chargers here, which we could use, and we'll continue. We will do that, of course. But one of the things I wanted to show you as well is the charging point on the vehicle. So I mean, realistically here, just push the button, and the amazing thing about the Sprinter, or the great thing about the Sprinter, it's using both AC and DC charging. So the ability to charge this vehicle very quickly is there. Now this particular charging point is 7 kilowatts, so I mean that's fine, and it's fairly standard. But DC charging can take you up to 50 kilowatts an hour. So on a 55 kilowatt battery, you know, you can charge it very quickly. So it's great to be able to see the technology of the apps are working, and we'll talk more about those in a future video. So we find ourselves at the end of our journey with the Mercedes eSprinter, and a really enjoyable journey it's been. I've got to say, it's certainly one of the best driving experiences I've had with an electric vehicle, and that's, you know, the amount of vehicles you see us with, it's something to say. I guess challenges around this are always going to be range, but it's certainly, you can tell you're driving a Mercedes, and you know, I really enjoyed every minute. But the guys up here at eStar at D-side, you know, couldn't have made me feel any more welcome. Really been a great experience, and I've enjoyed it tremendously. Great product, great dealership. I guess from my perspective, I just hope that you've enjoyed it as much as I have. Remember, everything we do, it's available on full contract hire from Prohire. If you like what we do, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you again very soon.